guys, so I have an unexpected video to film today that is a fucking doozy because the most ridiculous thing happened to me yesterday when my hairdresser blocked me on Instagram and also blocked my phone number. So if you don't know, I filmed a video that said I hate my hair, it's a disaster, which I will link above somewhere. And I basically just said, like, you know, I got my hair done, I absolutely hate it, and like I'm really upset about it. And so after I filmed that video, I messaged a girl I used to work with who I know does hair now, and I sent her pictures of my hair before and after, and I was like, listen, like I don't know anything about hair. When talking about makeup, I can tell you exactly why makeup works and how it works. I can talk to you about lots of things. When it comes to hair, I'm just clueless to how hair works. So I messaged my friend who was a hairdresser to be like, listen, like I don't want to complain to the salon unless I know for sure that she didn't fuck up. So my friend basically was like, yeah, your hair shouldn't look like that. Like, it has a greenish tone to it. Like, it's not great. Like, she was like, this happens all the time, Kayla. Like, shit happens. You should just email the salon. She's like, and I was like, really? Like, and she's like, they'll fix it for you for free. And I was like, yeah, but like, I don't know if I trust her to touch my hair or not. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to email the salon. So on March 1st, I emailed the salon. I believe I got my hair cut and colored the week before. So I had given it a week. I had washed it twice. And in that video, you could see that it looked awful. So I will read you my email. I just said, hi, I want to send you an email because I'm extremely unhappy with how my hair turned out. I had come to Stacy last year to go silver. We got my hair very light doing color correction at the salon. I spent 7 hours there and over $700. Since I got a shadow root, I let my roots grow out and came back last week, 2 days before my mother's wedding. I asked to bleach my roots and then lighten my ends to match them. And I explained to her in the appointment that the plan was to do fashion colors in the spring and summer, which would be super easy over this hair. So Stacey bleached my roots, but didn't want to touch the ends of my hair because she was worried about cutting a lot off. We still ended up cutting a few inches off though, and I hadn't applied any other box colors to my hair. I'd only used Pravana toners and Joico semi-permanent dyes. And when I say Pravana toners, I don't mean that I ever used an actual salon quality, like in salon toner on my own hair. I don't trust myself enough to do that. I was using a toning mask. It was just a purple mask that I slept with. I have a video about how I maintained my gray hair, which I'll also link above. So like I wasn't using any like harsh products on my hair. Then I went on to say, my goal of the appointment was to go lighter so that I could go silver and maybe add some fun fashion colors. I explicitly stated this at the beginning of the appointment. Instead, I walked out with dark brown hair. After she put the gray on, there was a band as was expected once the roots were bleached and the ends weren't touched. So she told me that she was going to add another color to blend it. I was never shown the color or told what it would be like. After she applied it, she told me that it was an ash blonde mixed with black to make a dark gray. Once she finished, I immediately thought it was too dark, but hoped that like previously, the gray toners would fade. This was 2 days before my mother's wedding, so I knew I had no time to fix it. And like, when I was talking to my friend who also does color, was like, wait, she put a color on your hair and didn't tell you what it was? And I was like, no. She's like, you don't fucking do that. Like, she basically took advantage of my trust in saying like, oh, I'm just gonna fix, like, if there's banding in my hair and I have light hair, putting a toner over it is not gonna fix it. Basically, it sounds like to me that there was banding, which you can clearly see now, and instead of trying to fix it, she tried to just slap some toner over top to hide it so that she wouldn't have to deal with it. And I get that we have a set amount of time in there and she couldn't foresee the banding, but like I would have rather her been like, listen, there's banding, I can't fix it right now, let's reschedule you another day to do color correction or to do something and fix your banding. Like anything except for, here's some toner, go home, it's gonna fade and you're gonna hate your life. So then I said, now after 2 shampoos and an Olaplex 3 treatment, the gray is completely faded and I've been left with dark brown hair that has a green hue to it. I feel like I just threw $700 away on color correction a year ago and just spent over $300 this visit to get the complete opposite of what I wanted. Now that I've washed it twice, my roots are already fading and I have an awful dark band around the middle of my hair. It looks horrible. I've attached pictures of before, immediately after, and today after 2 washes. I've never been more disappointed. I want someone to fix this and I do not want to have to go darker. I want to at least go back to the blonde that I started with. I think that she should have done the bleach blush we were originally planning, or at least toned the ends to even out the color. So that's what I sent. That was on March 1st, which was a Thursday. I heard nothing back until the Saturday I got a DM. So she DM'd me being like, hey, I got your email. I take my job as a colorist super seriously, and like I really want to fix this. I'd read you the DM, but because she blocked me, I don't have access to our DMs anymore. So she said all that, and I was like, I remember she messaged me Saturday. It was probably like 8:30 or 9 o'clock because I was out at a friend's house, and I messaged her back. She was like, please text me or call me. Here's my number. I'd love to discuss this with you. So I texted her back and was like, hey, I'm out right now, but I'll text you tomorrow. And she replied being like, please call. It's easier. I'm available all day. So on that Sunday, I texted her because I didn't want to call her because A, I don't know a lot about hair, and I sometimes feel like when I don't know something, like I could see her talking in circles around me and convincing me that it was my fault and convincing me that there was nothing they could do. And B, I wasn't sure if I was gonna trust her to touch my hair ever again, so I wanted all of her suggestions in writing so that if I needed it, I could send it to another stylist. So on Sunday at 11 in the morning, I texted her and said, I'm not able to call right now, but honestly, I'd rather text. I don't know a lot about hair, so I'd rather have the information via text if I need to refer to it in the future. At this point, I've washed my hair twice with Pravana shampoo and I'm left with muddy blonde roots, and the rest of it is basically brown and has a greenish hue to it. I didn't end up a darker gray. It ended up brown, and if I would have known that going in, that I couldn't go lighter or that this is what I would have ended up with, I would have left my hair for the wedding and my upcoming trip. I can't leave my hair down at this point because the roots are so ridiculously light compared to the rest, and just overall it's nothing that I wanted. So that was Sunday at 11 in the morning, and I didn't hear back from her. So I sent her a DM that just said, hey, I sent you a text, I just want to make sure you got it. This is my phone number. Because she didn't reply until Monday at 8:20 p.m. She sent me the longest message ever. I'm going to insert the screenshots of our text conversation in this video so that you can see I did nothing wrong. She said, so it should have been fairly straightforward. I knew what I did last time. It should have been a bleach on the roots and then a shampoo cocktail on the ends to get the layers of semi-color out and then tone it evenly. Since you had a lot of regrowth and didn't want to do a color correction like last time, I wanted to work in your budget. So this already upset me because I never once mentioned a budget. I never said like, this is my budget, or I don't want to do color correction again. I just said, hey, I remember messaging her and being like, hey Stacey, I want to get my roots done. My mom's getting married this day, and I want to add some lighter pieces to the end on some of the darker pieces. And she was like, yeah, totally, let's do it. And I was like, okay, cool. So like, I never mentioned a budget. It's just kind of bitchy for her to be like, you seem poor, so I didn't want to do that to you. Like if she would have been like, hey, listen, your hair is fucked. This is gonna cost more and it's gonna take me more work. I would have been like, do whatever you need to do to make this glorious. Like, I don't have money to just fucking, but I also will just pay anything for my hair to be pretty, let's be real. Hair is so important in my life. So then she went on and said, I started with the root area and I planned to go after I rinsed it, go in and re-bleach the band close to the original color and then do the cocktail and then tone. This was supposed to be straightforward. I had Olaplex the bleach for free to be safe. Like, don't act like you're doing me a favor. Your ends started to shed, which was odd and concerning since I hadn't touched them at all. It's not something that I had planned for. I decided as a professional that to continue with my original plan would put you at risk for further damage and loss of a lot of your hair, which I voiced to you, so I wanted to leave you with an even gray, and that's when I toned it and then cut it. Saw the band and decided the only way to do a quick fix would be to go darker and fix the gray, so at least you could go to the wedding with an even color. I will admit, because of the banding and unplanned issue, I did not know how it would fade, and for that I am sorry. I made a professional call, and I wanted to give your hair a break, and I tried my best to explain that, and maybe it didn't come across that way. Like, yeah, she told me that she didn't want to do anything more to my hair, but like, I never saw the banding. She never told me there was banding. I don't know what banding is. I didn't know what banding was until like now that I have it in my hair. So to put a quick fix over my hair so I'd have nice hair for the wedding is one thing, but to not tell me it was a quick fix is another thing. I remember when she was doing my hair, I asked her, she was like, well, yeah, you have to kind of do the mid shaft and then the roots and then the ends. And I was like, well, how am I going to maintain this on my own? And she's like, well, you should use professional color, but it'll be like really hard for you to maintain on your own. And I was just like, what is happening with my life? She said, when your hair is grown or that long, bleach needs heat to lift. That doesn't make sense. And the farther down, the less lift. And since you're on a budget, I couldn't see what might happen. That doesn't even make sense. Since you were on a budget, I couldn't see how bleach would affect your hair. Like, no, that's not real. You got a band close to the last color. To fix that on the day would have been another bleaching on those few inches, but we didn't have the time or the budget for it. You were unhappy, and rightfully so. And to rectify that, I would like to have you come in so I can separate the few inches of band and safely remove it. That being said, I can promise an even color. What I can't promise is light gray, which is fine. At this point, I just want a color that I can leave my house with because like the banding is so bad. I'll insert pictures of what my banding looks like in natural light because the ring light kind of makes everything look pretty, but it's rough. Like I can't wear my hair down. And the curls kind of hide it too. I have a picture of it with straight and curly hair and it's rough. So then she said, your ends are too, I can't touch the ends because they're too fragile. I would like to rectify this on my dime. I'm a great colorist and unfortunately ran into a bump I did not know would happen. But it does happen sometimes. If you trust me to rectify the band, even if the tone, I would appreciate it. I don't want you thinking I messed up. Instead, I want you to see it happens. When you go so long between colors, sometimes there can be issues and I was trying to do my best within your budget and time restraint. Bitch, stop mentioning a budget. I don't have a budget. I never mentioned a fucking budget. And if I can rectify it with a free solution, I would like to. If you don't trust me to do so, I respect that and understand. And if you find a new stylist, I would like to write a color history for you so they can adjust accordingly so you don't run into the same issue. So that was on Monday, she sent me that. And honestly, I didn't reply till that Friday because I was just like, I need to sit with this. I need to think about whether, this is my hair. I know it sounds ridiculous, but hair is so important to me. So I was like, I don't want to be like, yeah, sure, fix my hair. Like, I wanted to sit with it and be like, do I trust this bitch to touch my hair again? So then on the Friday, I thought about it, and I messaged her back at 2 p.m. and said, hey, sorry for the late reply. Can you let me know what color you think we'll be able to get to? I honestly hate this weird greenish brown color, and I feel like the only way to be able to fix it is to go darker. Whatever gray toners we always use usually fade out right away, and I feel like the level of dark it is now will be hard for me to maintain the gray. Because, like, the purple toners I use work really well on the lighter pieces of my hair, but not so much on the other pieces, so, like, this is never gonna be gray. So I just wanted to know, I wanted expectations going in because I feel like last time I had expectations going in and they got shattered, so I was like, hook me up with some expectations so I can know what to expect. I said, can you let me know what color you think you'll be able to get to and also what your plan is to even out the color? Like, I want details at this point so that I can at least Google the details and tell if they're helpful or not. So that was on, like I said, Friday, March 9th at 2 p.m. So she didn't reply to that message at all. So I then messaged her on Friday, March 17th. So it had been a week, which is like whatever. And I just said, hey, I go on vacation in early April, so I really need to make a decision about this because it needs to be fixed. Any idea about the above? Also, you mentioned color correction in your original reply. However, you mentioned my hair being in bad shape, so how would color correction have been an option? Our original color correction was mostly just bleach. I never mentioned being on a budget and honestly would have paid whatever I needed to get the color I wanted. I'm just wondering what you would have done color correction wise to fix this. These are solid questions, I thought, being an investigative journalist that I am. So she replied and said, yes, absolutely. Send me a pic tomorrow of your current colors so I can come up with a plan and get you in before you leave. This was 7 p.m. so like she wanted to pick a natural lighting, I'm pretty sure, which is why she asked for tomorrow. And then she said, I want to talk to a coworker about it and get a second opinion. I plan to go in on the darker parts of the original service and lighten with Olaplex to get it debanded and then use a 000 to take out the old toner and then tone it. I don't know what that means, but okay. You may have to be okay with being blonde instead of gray for a while. You're old and with the home overtoning is the main issue. Like, bitch, don't tell me I overtoned my hair. It was a hair mask that was purple. And I can't believe that at all due to, as I said, loss of hair. So I want to find a happy medium, even if blonde. Let me know if you're okay with that plan. When do you leave in April? And I said, I leave April 4th, and yeah, I'd rather be an ashy light blonde than the color I currently have. Like, I was happy with the blonde before my hair faded. And she said, okay, great. Can you come in April 2nd or 3rd? I'll have it blocked off. I work 10 to 6. So that was at 7:18 p.m. on the Sunday. I didn't reply immediately, and she sent me a fucking question mark at 7:53. I eat dinner at 7:30 normally, and also, I leave for my trip on April 4th, so I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to come in that close to my vacation. So then I replied and said, sorry, I was having dinner. I can do that, but would rather do earlier. I don't really want my first wash to be on my trip, which I don't, because a first wash, I've learned from her, can go horribly awry and your color can change, and I don't want to be stuck on my trip with a shitty color and be like, well, great, I'm gonna kill myself. She said, okay, what about the 26th? I work 10 to 6, it's a Monday. I'd like to block off 4 hours as a safety net. So want to do it on a quieter day. And I said, okay, I can do that. And she goes, okay, what time? I'm currently open and I want to block it off. And I said, I can do noon. She said, okay, blocking it off. So that was, did I say Sunday? It was Saturday. That was Saturday. And then on Sunday at 3 p.m., I washed my hair Sunday morning and I left it to air dry. So my hair takes forever to air dry. So I sent her pictures at 3:16 p.m. of the banding, which I'll insert. And I said, here's some pics of my hair today in natural light. I wore it natural, so it's a little bit harder to see the banding, but you can get the gist of the color. And then I showed her a picture of my bangs because as you can see, I didn't have bangs before. All of my hair was uniform in length. So these pieces clearly broke off. These pieces here, like, what is this? So I sent her a picture of my bangs also and was like, hey, it looks like a few of my front pieces broke off during bleaching, so we may need to cut me some side bangs as well. And then she said, so that was Sunday night. And then she replied to me Tuesday at 7 p.m. and said, thanks for the pics. I have you blocked off Monday, 12 to 4, see you then. The bottom isn't bad as I see, so it's just matching the top, so we will get rid of the band and get it handled. So I didn't reply to that message because A, it doesn't really, like, I'm a bad texter. If a message doesn't feel like it needs a reply, I don't reply. B, I was debating about asking her, like, I wanted to ask her what level of blonde she think I'll be able to get to, because if some people may consider this blonde, but I don't consider this blonde, so I wanted to, again, set some expectations. But I also wanted to wait and send her a picture of my hair after I had blow dried it straight, so that she could see what it looks like straight, because you can definitely see the banding a lot more in the straight hair, and I wanted to give her a better picture. So that was Tuesday, and then yesterday, which was Thursday, she sent me a text at 3 p.m. that said this: I haven't heard back at all, so I've decided to back off of this. I wish you luck. I have talked to my boss and he respects my decision. I have given lots of advice, but your lack of response over all my attempts to bend over backwards to fix this have gone without any appreciation. You can take my advice on how to go about it and attend another salon. Good luck. So then I literally replied to her and said, I sent you pictures and agreed to a time. What more do you want? But my text messages were going through green as text messages instead of iMessages, and she has an iPhone. And I tried to call her and it went straight to voicemail. And then I went on Instagram and noticed that she blocked me on Instagram, and I Googled it, and that's what it looks like when someone blocks your cell phone number. So she sent me this message, blocked my phone number, and then blocked me on Instagram. What the literal fuck? This blew my mind. That was Thursday. I was ready to come in for my hair appointment on the Monday. I said in my last video, like, oh, I'm getting my hair fixed on Monday. We'll see what it looks like. Like, I was like, you know what, as long as she can get a uniform color, I'll just live with it. But, like, this fucking text message made my blood boil. Like, to me, it sounds like she was like, you didn't thank me enough for offering to fix my own mistake. Like, she wanted me to suck her dick and be like, oh my God, thank you so much for helping. Like, I'm not gonna be grateful until I have hair that I can leave my house with. I would have been super appreciative in person. And also, like, everything comes off bitchy via text. It's text messages. So she didn't reply, so I called the salon and asked to speak to her. And the girl was like, oh, she's with a client. Can I take your information? And I was like, it's Kayla. She has my phone number. She can call me. She knows how to call me back or text me. So she texted me, because of course she didn't call me, and said, I'm in the middle of a client. Like, bitch, you texted me 20 minutes ago cutting me from your life. Yes, I have canceled your appointment. I just decided that your lack of response and general attitude with me doing all I can to accommodate you is very upsetting for me. Bitch. So you have my game plan on what I was going to do, so you can take that to a new stylist. I will be glad to answer any questions they have. Take care. And then she blocked my phone number again. First, how do I ask you questions if you fucking blocked me from your life? Second of all, what the actual fuck? Like, you can't work in the service industry and then expect your customers to bend over backwards for you. That's not how it works. Like, So this happened to my life. By the way, I leave for my trip in 14 days, which she fucking knows. Thank God I didn't let her book the appointment for April 3rd, because I would have had to just shave my hair before I went to my trip. Like, I cannot handle that she thinks she's such a flawless fucking colorist that I should thank her for fixing this and that this wasn't her mistake. Like, what Twilight Zone am I living in? This is the most unprofessional thing that's ever happened to me. Like, you blocked my phone number. It's one thing to cut me off. If you want to cut me off, if you have the balls to cut me off, at least have the balls to fucking tell me. You have my phone number. Why didn't you call me? And then I called the salon back and I spoke to the receptionist and I asked them to email me my hair history because I knew Stacy would never fucking send it to me. So I asked the receptionist and she did email it to me, thank God. And I asked to speak to the manager and she was like, okay, well the manager has clients till 7 and they're all cut, so I don't have any downtime, but I'll definitely get them to call you back. It is now 11:30 the next day and I've received no contact from them. I am 100% sure that this salon has just decided that I'm not fucking worth their time. Even though I spent nearly $1,000 there and they gave me this shitty fucking hair color. Like, I am beyond enraged. Who blocks a person's phone number and then blocks them on Instagram? Like, if you have the balls to tell me that you think I'm not worth your time, then fucking tell me to my face. Like, don't fucking send me a text and then block me and be like, bye, I'm too pussy to deal with your fucking response. So this has been my hair journey and it's a fucking disaster. So I messaged my friend who I had consulted about the hair, and of course she's going on vacation on March 28th and can't take me before that. So she's trying to refer me to someone else in her salon, but I have broken pieces in the front. If you look at the back, there's like, what is this piece? There's broken pieces all along the back, which sucks because, like, look at this piece. Like, she broke all the pieces in the back, and I'm like, she can act like it's my super damaged hair, but I've dyed my hair a million times. I've bleached it twice. I've done all sorts of shit to my hair, and it's always been resilient. So at this point, I'm not convinced that it wasn't her fuck up. Like, at this point, I'm not convinced that she didn't ruin my hair. And I sent my friend a picture of my hair, like my bangs and my broken pieces and my banding, and she was like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, this girl jacked up my hair. I'm not sure if just the idea of seeing me in person was too much for her to handle, so she fucking blocked me, or if she just decided she didn't fucking care. Like, you're in the service industry, and I'm pretty sure as a stylist, your clients should be everything to you. And if she would have salvaged my hair, she could have salvaged me as a client. I mean, probably not, but like, she could think that. And regardless of what she thinks, her manager should be like, no, if you let someone leave the salon and they went home and washed it once and they have banding that you just fucking hid with a toner, you should fix that. Like, I would have never badmouthed her online. I would have never talked about it again. I never mentioned her name in my video. My friend was like, maybe she saw your video. And I was like, okay, first of all, I'm not that popular. And second of all, even if she did see my video, like, I never said it was her fault. I never said it was her fuck up. I never said anything except for like, wow, I should have taken better care of my hair. But here I am. What is my life? What is my life? I hate my hair. It's awful. I'm hoping to get a consult appointment today at my friend's salon to see if they can fix it. Like, there's so many broken pieces at the top that I feel like my roots are so fucking voluminous and the rest of my hair is so thin. Like, I was thinking of getting extensions. I'm trying to like do anything to fix it. I'm gonna have to get bangs, which I don't fucking want, but I'm trying to like put them on my face right now to like convince myself they're not awful. Everything is just a disaster. This girl jacked up my hair and I'm so upset about it, and I don't know what else to do. Like, can someone tell me if I'm in the wrong? Because I really don't think I am. And I can't believe that someone would block someone's phone number in the service industry. Like, could you imagine? And the fact that the manager refuses to call me back, like, so this is just a rant video. How do you run a business like this? And how are you in the service industry if you can't take a little bit of fucking criticism? Like, I'm not gonna be, like, if I fuck something up at work and I fix it, I don't go to my boss and be like, you know, I'm actually not gonna fix that mistake anymore because, like, you weren't grateful enough that I was gonna fix it. Could you imagine doing that at any fucking job? Sure, it's a bite to your ego and it fucking sucks, but you suck it up, you go in there, you fix your mistake, and you move on with your life. Because that's what happens in the service industry. Your customer is always right. That's me, hi, customer, always right. Right here, this girl, over here. So I don't even know where to end this video, but this is my horrible hair experience. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a consult in today or tomorrow at my friend's salon, get it fixed before I go on my trip, and then at least have the balls to fix your own mistakes, and don't expect your client to make you feel good about it. I'd make her feel good about it once she fixed it. I would say, thank you so much. It looks beautiful, whatever. But like, I shouldn't have to make you feel good about fixing your mistake. That's your job. My friend was like, no, it happens all the time in salons, Kayla. Like, they should just fix it for you. But she didn't. So I hope you guys enjoyed my traumatic life experiences and they make you feel good about yourself, because my hair is a disaster. So my memory card is full, so I will talk to you guys later. Bye.